Hi, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new project for you that's great for the holidays and birthdays, a gift card holder on a card, and I am using my Beyond Baskets 2 set. This is a set from Gina K Designs that has a bunch of different containers that fit all of the toppers in my basket editions 1, 2, and 3, as well as the flower toppers in my holiday basket and spring basket. So for this particular design, you could use the Santa bag, the box. Today we're going to be using the tote bag, but I'll show you a variation that you can do with the box and then this wrapped lid. Going to do some paper piecing, really simple products and materials that you need for this card, and it's really easy to make and it's fun because you can actually put this card down as low as you want and then pull it out like it's an endless bottomless bag or basket. The products that you're going to need for this particular card, I'm going to be using the Gina K Cherry Red and black onyx ink pads. I've got some scissors and adhesive. I'm also going to be using a Kraft knife for cutting the slit to make that opening for the gift card. Just got some various size acrylic blocks for those stamps. Obviously you need the Beyond Baskets 2 set. This is a clear set from Gina K Designs. And then the cardstock that I have here, I have an A2 size card in the Pure Luxury Gina K Cherry Red. And this is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5.5 inches. And then we have got a 4-inch by 5.5 inch mat. And then finally a Kraft mat that is, let's see, just below that, 1/8 of an inch less. So that would be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, I believe. I will measure those and put those below in the description. Okay. So to begin, we are going to stamp our bag onto a piece of paper. And this is from the Gina K Knitted Patterns. This is an incentive pack that you can get this year with a qualifying order, or this month, excuse me. So I'm picking a pattern that is seasonal, very festive and Christmassy, obviously. But I also want to have a lot of white space because if the pattern is too busy or too colorful, it might be hard to see the outline of the bag. I like that there's straight lines on this, so it kind of helps me keep the pattern straight when I am stamping the tote onto it. Okay, and then I'm also going to stamp this onto the mat, and this is just going to piece right over it. So I'm going to do it a little below the halfway mark. It'll give me room to have my greeting at the bottom, and then room for that tissue paper to come out. Okay, so this is going to be pieced over, so it's okay that you see that outline faintly. And then I'm going to use a couple markers. I forgot to show these before, but I'm using the Spectrum Noir DR6 and DR5 markers to color in the ribbon handle on here. So I'm just going to go right over that. You can use a contrasting color if you want, but you need to have something that's going to be darker than that pattern. And it's fine if the pattern shows through, but you just want the handle to stand out. I went out of the lines a little bit, that's okay. And then I'm just going to use this darker marker on the darker parts of the illustration just to make that shadow a little bit on the underside of the handle. And then I'm going to take some scissors and cut this out. And it's not a perfect rectangle, this bag, because I wanted it to look a little bit more realistic, like it's a little bit crinkled and has some shape inside from whatever is inside the bag. Make sure you have something to protect your work surface if you're coloring with your alcohol markers. You can see that went through this thin paper. It doesn't go through the Pure Luxury, but it will thinner papers. Okay, so this is going to get pieced right on top of that mat. What I'm going to do though is I am going to cut through this and make sure that you have some kind of mat underneath to protect your work surface. I forgot about that. Put this down. So I'm just going to make a slit here at the top of the bag. Okay, and we're gonna adhere that right over it. Move this out of the way. Some adhesive on the back of this. Now I had planned to use tissue paper on this to make it look like it was stuffed and coming out of the top of the bag, but I didn't have any white. I only had purple, and I didn't want purple. I wanted something that was going to coordinate with my card. So instead what I did is I just grabbed a piece of just plain old printer paper or copy paper, and you want to cut a piece that is just a little bit wider than the top of the bag. And then what I did is I just accordioned the paper together like you used to do in school, just to kind of give it some folds and some volume, and then pull it back out, and then we're just going to tuck this right into that slit. And if it's too full, you can make it a little shorter. You just want to make sure that it's longer than the slit. And you probably don't even have to use any adhesive on there since it's longer. It just stays tucked in. But you can put a little bit on the back here to keep that on there. Okay, my tape runner, just like last week, it's kind of coming apart. Okay, so here is that. So you can put a little bit on the inside of this to hold it, but you don't want it to hit your gift card. Okay, now I'm going to stamp my greeting below that. So on this one, I'm using the I Hope You Love This, also from that set. Here I use the Celebrate. And your gift card is just going to tuck right into that opening. So I'm going to put that onto, so this is the problem with the runner when it starts pulling off the cardstock. So just carefully, and then I'll put it down below so that it doesn't slip out of the bottom. So I'll just line that up on there. And put this on the base, and then we'll make just a cute little tag for it. Love these colors together for our Christmas cards. Okay, and then I'm just going to take, you need a scrap of white for the little gift tag, and I'm just going to use the back of this because it's so small, it's not going to be a mat for anything. I could use it for some small piecing or an accent. So there's my tag. I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to stamp the little You've Been Nice onto the tag with the cherry red to coordinate. And you can stamp it on long ways like this, like this, or like that. So just figure out ahead of time which way you want your tag oriented on the bag. And then I'm going to use just a small 1/16 inch hole punch for my twine, or you could poke it through with a needle, or you could just attach it with a glue dot if you wanted. Okay. And then, I can't find my little piece of baker's twine, so I've got some of the baker's twine here, the cherry red baker's twine. So just pull that through. I'm just going to cut a little length of this. So you can see I used the black on there just to have it a little more contrast. Okay, and then you can trim the ends. And then I'm just going to use a little foam square so that it stands out from the bag a little bit. Put that right there. And then your gift card just slides in right like that. Very simple. Now here is another design that you could do using that same set. Here I use the box, and then this looks like the pieced lid that is coming off the top of the box. And here I just use that copy paper again, except I colored it before I put it on there with the DR5 marker. So see, you have that nice even color. You would never know that started out as a white piece of paper. It looks very solid and even. And then you just tuck that right in. I hope you enjoy this design for a gift card holder for the holidays. Very simple to do, and just a nice way so you don't have to buy one of those little box or make a three-dimensional gift card holder. Please visit my blog, Hands, Head, and Heart, for more ideas and inspiration on how to use all of my stamp sets from Gina K Designs, and visit us at Stamp TV. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching today, and God bless.